final part. So, currently, Carlo is dead. His head is a day old and beginning to fester. His bandits have been disbanded. Those that do not lie dead within his fort have scattered to the four winds. And the adventurers rested up outside the fort, hiding in the long grass and waiting, and returned to an empty fort still festering with corpses, and the sarcophagi now is kicked open by Robin Hedgehopper. So Robin Hedgehopper, you kick it, and like the lid of the sarcophagi goes and really slowly slides off and collapses. Asham, you begin swinging your axe, and immediately inside the sarcophagi you see the following thing. You see a skeleton just covered in like mold, like little sprouting mushrooms of green and black. The skeleton's eyes do not glow red, it doesn't move in any fashion. And you can see clutched in one hand a rusted sword, and in the other a bottle, which looks a lot cleaner and fresher than the rest of the skeleton. It doesn't look like the skeleton once upon a time had a bottle put in with it. Do you continue swinging the axe, Asham?
I halt mid-air, and the skeleton is not lunging at me? Nothing?
Nope. It's just lying there in repose.
I look at the others and say, should I smash some bones just in case?
So there's like an awkward pause and we're all there, like...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I activate Divine Sense again.
Cool. You get the exact same impression. The entire area of this hut is desecrated ground. The skeleton is undead. You also Divine Sense. It's undead, celestial, and fiends.
Yes.
Cool. In which case, yeah. So the entire mud hut is desecrated, and the skeleton is undead.
I say, boys, it's this exact one because I can see it and I know.
Yeah.
That it's
looking right at it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I go, boys, this thing needs to die. It's undead.
I smash.
Cool. Make an attack roll.
I try to smash the head so it pulverizes, because that's what you do. Why is it not rolling? Yeah. No.
Oh,
So you bring
Nice.
your axe down and you just smash the skull of this skeleton.
Oh, and I didn't roll the crit damage, but it doesn't matter at this moment.
So you bring your axe down and you smash the skull of this skeleton.
Yeah.
Shards of bone and the fungal mold just kind of go everywhere.
Nothing happening? This is weird. You sure this is this skeleton you feel, halfling?
so there's a pause. Nothing happens, right?
Yep.
Okay, I activate Divine Sense once more. I've got
The
one more
entire
reset.
mud hut is desecrated and there are no undead.
I go. Well, you just killed the undead. Hi.
You sure there isn't another sarcophagus below this sarcophagus, maybe?
Oh,
I
well, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting the sense of undead now, am I?
Yeah, but I didn't get any sense of undead from the skeleton either, while it had a head.
It's a paladin thing. It's difficult to explain, but this thing's no longer undead. It's proper dead.
I slay skeletons even if they don't move.
Right. Someone want to check out that little potion it's got there?
How about you do that?
What? You scared of a skeleton now? One that's like actually dead.
Tal says hush, and she like looks in, kind of gives it a second glance. It's just a bottle with a clear liquid, you said?
No, I didn't say it had any liquid in it.
Oh, what
So-
was it? Or just
so
a bottle?
You see like a bottle. It's clear glass. You can see inside of it, and it looks like there's something inside flapping, like a butterfly or something. The bottle itself seems perfectly clear, and it just has a cork in the top with red wax over it. It looks
I've seen
completely
this.
out of place.
Legend of Zelda.
I'm sorry, but I don't know what that copyrighted word you just said is.
Oh, Legend of person with a green cap rescuing princess.
Oh yeah,
What
that's
did-
completely generic.
Was
yeah.
there something else in the other hand?
Legend of Link.
Yeah, rusted sword in the other.
Ah, okay.
Legend of Link, that's
Sword.
it. Perfect.
And a weird bottle.
Does someone want to take that bottle? It looks like there's something in there.
Psst, guys,
Tal
for a
picks
second.
up the
psst.
bottle.
I want to listen if the buzzing sound comes from the
Oh.
bottle.
So, as you listen, you can hear that kind of that sound, like that popping, crackle sound, is coming from all the like fungus over the skeleton. It's like growing audibly. It's rather eerie. And after you watch for a second, you see one of the like little mushrooms like pop open, and like some of the internal like spore pus comes out and like solidifies. But as you're listening intently, though this is distracting, you can hear a sound coming from the bottle. The sound of waves, like really faintly.
Huh. Right, you gonna grab the bottle or not? Because we don't need to spend any more time in this horrible place.
First,
Tal picks up the bottle.
wait a
Pick up the
second.
bottle.
Are those mushrooms maybe poisonous? Because I can hear them pop.
So you reach into the sarcophagi, Tal, you grab the potion and you pull it out. The hand like dangles and falls away. And yeah, it's a bottle. Looking inside, you're not entirely sure what it is. It's really quite small, but it has definitely wings and they're flapping. But it doesn't look like a butterfly. It kind of looks like really tiny. It has like a tail and a face. Give me a perception test with advantage.
Delightful. Perception.
Yeah,
Hey.
like you stare really intently, and maybe there's this moment where we just see like the microscopic zoom level. It has scales. It seems like you've heard about these creatures in legends, dragons. This seems like a dragon that's smaller than your thumb.
What?
Awesome!
Is there any color associated with it, or
It just looks
Anything
like
at
a
all?
Muddy yellow.
muddy yellow?
I say we let it out.
Let's get out of this place first, and I walk out of the room.
She nods and yeah. We
So
should.
as you're holding onto the bottle, the sound of waves is just like.
They're outside. And I look at you.
For a reason.
Are we gonna let that thing go? Are you gonna try and open it? And if it's alive, maybe you can talk to it.
I try to
Perhaps.
persuade them that this is probably a really bad idea.
Maybe. How about see if it reacts first? You're holding it. Can I go up and like poke the bottle a bit?
She
See
kind
if
of
it-
like pulls back from a poking motion and instead tries to wave at it or and says hello and sees if it reacts at all.
Give me an intelligence saving throw.
A saving throw. Okay. This is great.
So, not only does it not react to you waving at it, it doesn't react to you moving the bottle either. Like, you move the bottle,
okay.
it remains fixed in rotation and orientation. Even like when you lift the bottle or turn it upside down, it doesn't seem to move with the bottle at all. It's almost like something in a gyroscope doesn't move.
Mm.
Yeah. She kind of follows that for a second. I don't know if it's actually a dragon. It might just be some illusion. I can't really tell. It doesn't move right.
Well,
The feeling of undead was with the skeleton. You sure
yeah,
about
no,
that?
it's not. This isn't undead. Just to clarify, that's not. It wasn't coming from the bottle, was it? The undead.
You sense no particular aura coming from the
So
bottle.
weird.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm afraid none of us are really magical folk, so we can only guess. Options are Tal. You got the bottle. I'll leave it up to you. You can open it, or you can just leave it and try and find out about it later.
I'll see if somebody can appraise it in town, but we might have to find dragon expert out here to cross the bridge.
I say. I go, all right then, and I have a little grin and I pull out 10 copper pieces and go, we got a bet.
Oh yes, we do. I hope you don't need those 10 coppers.
All right, let's get back to
I
town.
think the plan now is just to return to town and see if you get murked on the way. So,
And if
You
I can
gay?
carry the fucking.
like, I think you've got to your objective. You've rested up. If you wanted to make a new travel, roll, you can do that now, but you'd have to roll a new weather.
Okay.
Okay. In which case,
Do we want
roll
to
a
be
D100 and roll travel action again?
before I? Okay, one.
Ooh,
Is that good? Oh no, that's weather, isn't it?
that's weather. Yeah,
Some-
that actually is
Ah.
something.
Okay.
I think you might be not wanting to leave the fort actually with that weather.
Blizzard.
God.
There's a
Um,
hurricane.
So a hurricane begins whirling around, and you must immediately seek the only shelter you can find. Shelter. What the hell's wrong with my? Oh no. No. So as you like return to the fort and like thing, you can see that the weather's changing. Dark clouds are on the horizon, and the ground begins to become sodden with rain that pours down. This sticky mud is everywhere. By the time you leave the sarcophagi, you can hear the dull boom of thunder in the distance.
You
Ah,
mentioned
The
there's a hall
actual
full of
in-game
good
effect-
food.
The actual in-game effect is half movement speed.
oh
so,
Christ.
Like, this is just driving rain. The ground has turned to slosh.
I could pull the wagon anyway.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could get a sham to make an athletics check, and then just use this travel action for fast travel, and then one of them to use ignore inclement weather, and just you could probably get to Haven in one day with 2 travel actions on athletics.
Yeah, we
The new
could.
guy. I have no idea about how to travel.
So instead of me navigating, Mike, you would navigate, and you would roll athletics to get us actions.
I have 17 athletics.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. You decide. I can
Yeah.
pull this wagon.
yeah, I mean, you've got a bet on, and you've got the motivation, and so storm or no storm, do you want to lead us through, or do you want to have us camp at the fort?
Let's say
for-
double or nothing because that gives me more motivation, which gives me advantage. No. Okay, no, I can pull it if you want me to. I'm not very smart. I say water coming from the sky is just as bad as water running in a river. I don't mind.
Well, I don't want to stay in a camp full of corpses for a couple of days. We don't know how long the storm will last.
I'll pull the wagon. That's athletics.
Yep. So roll up athletics.
17.
And could you
Free
please
travel
roll
action.
me a sham 2d100, just separately, one after the other.
No.
Cough, cough.
I rolled it and there it is.
Okay.
It's not good, is it? Joe's face says no.
Okay, so roll me a d1. No, a d2.
The result.
I was
Yeah,
about to
could
say
you could you
one.
roll me to see if it's 1 or 1? Yeah, don't do a d2.
Cough, cough. I don't know why it's this. 1.
Excellent. Okay,
Only
so,
one dragon comes off this.
The dragon breaks
Um,
out of the bottom.
okay, so click on the little party token, the voodoo doll, and drag yourself to where you'd like to be.
So just game-wise, we want to, I guess, Mike, I'll explain it to you. If you don't know where the rules are, there's little travel actions you get for rolling with athletics. One of them is to ignore the weather for a day, and the other one is to quicken pace, which means that we can move double the amount of hexes.
My main question is in what direction we even want to move. Point
Southeast.
me in the direction of the town.
I see. Yeah, you want to take the cart southeast. You can't go wrong.
Which one was not?
Never eat soggy worms.
I was.
There you go.
How many? 2.
So, no,
Yeah.
there's just... no, get back there. Something happens.
Oh shit! Yeah, of course.
So,
Can first of all, can I pull the cart?
oh yeah, like, pulling the cart is the easiest thing. You've got
10 copper, my
athletics,
friend.
you're just, like, dragging this cart through the muck. And as soon as you begin to get out of town, you're, like, quickening the pace. Things are going quite well. Who's scouting? It would be Tal. Could you roll me
Yeah.
a perception check, please, Tal?
2. All right, perception.
Oh,
Critical
yes.
perception.
Okay, so 25, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Is what you rolled? Okay, I think you're good. I mean, I'm gonna check to see, but I think you see everything. I think even the rain's not enough to stop you. Yeah. So 25. I mean, I'll roll.
I don't like this. I'm nervous. Because now I feel I
Okay,
screwed
yeah,
up
so-
with those 2 high rolls.
So as you're leaving the fort, Tal, you spot 2 things in completely opposite directions as you're traveling. Coming from
Okay.
the southwest, about half an hour away from you, you can see this shape in the rain, and you can tell with your 25, this is a big lizard, maybe the size of a horse. It looks muddy yellow in coloration, and it's coming from the forest even further to the southwest. The other thing you can see is a group of 20 to 30 people coming from the east, and they've just come down from a hill top there. And with your 25, you can tell that they are all armed, and they're all wearing cloaks or capes. And they'll probably get to you before the big lizard does. No, sorry. They'll probably get to you after the big lizard does.
Of course.
Oh, shite. I know who these guys are. They're the Ebon Wing.
What's the Ebon Wing?
They're
I'm
some
new to
mercenaries. They were going to go after Carlos. Me and the other boys beat them to it, and Brother Lauren pissed them off because he bragged about it. They've probably come here to try and clear out the fort because they said they were gonna. Either that or there's even more bandits, but I think it's probably the Ebon Wing. Either way, I don't know how that's going to play out.
You don't like? They don't like you, or all of you?
I never really talked to them, so
So we wouldn't exactly have a problem.
well,
Would-
I don't know. They'll see us with this cart and they'll know that we've hit the fort.
That
Well,
looks
I'm
like
just I'm just a poor dwarfish brewery farmer guy with lots of ales on my cart that I obviously pull along the road myself.
Here,
So-
where's Carlos's head? We should definitely hide Carlos's head.
Don't put it in one of the ale casks, please.
It's actually a really smart place to put it, though.
Yeah, we'll put Carlos's head like in some of the grain, so it's not visible.
And
Do you make a mental
that lizard.
note to, like, remove the infected grain before you give it to a farmer?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, like, we're quite a distance away from the fort as well, aren't we?
You're like in a triangle where if you walk towards any of the 3 things, you would get to that before the others. But the fort's like an hour behind you, the group's like an hour away from reaching you, and the big lizard's about an hour away from you. You've just like
I'm
Oh,
sorry
shit.
for those rolls.
wandered into the perfect GM situation, as I call it.
There's like,
Well, how about we kill the giant-ass lizard, and the mercenaries will have tough respect for us because we killed the lizard.
I don't know how to.
What,
don't
what
know.
kind of? Do we know
It looks
anything
like the
about this
lizard in the
lizard
bottle.
things? Are they
Yeah, can I
common
do
here?
like a nature
Um,
check? Or I guess it'd be.
You can do a memory check. There was something about this big ass lizard in the rumors.
Yeah, there was.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Is that a
it's in the
wisdom?
rumors.
2 quests in 1.
Oh, is this the rumor of the strange animals?
No, not that one. I'll read you the rumor. It was one for this week. Shwee.
Oh, the new rumors.
Yeah. Militia fighting against the banditry around Haven have warned woodsmen about the forest south of their fort. A giant lizard with dull yellow scales has been sighted. One account places it by the spiked heads of 4 bandits that stand at the edge of the small woods. Short and simple, just hidden in the rumors.
Yeah, that was a new
No,
rumor.
no bounty on the lizard?
The
No,
nature
just a
check.
rumor.
Oh, what? Someone make a nature check? No, cool. Never mind. Carrying on.
I'll make. Yeah, I was gonna make. I didn't know. So you said I could.
Cool. It's a big lizard. It's far away.
Gotcha.
Can't tell.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah.
lizard that's far
Boys,
away.
I don't think we should walk towards the lizard. I'm not sure we want to walk towards any of them, to be honest.
Keep heading back to
forts-
town.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to meet one of them if we go back to town. The lizard will get to us first.
You could
Maybe
try
we should-
heading southeast and avoiding them. Like, because you're moving quite quickly. You could try, like, threading the needle, going southeast.
We could, because we are moving double rate.
I say
mean,
we thread the
I'm
needle.
pulling.
Maybe but maybe we'll try and move slightly closer towards the mercenaries than the lizard, because, you know, I'm not sure of the mercenaries. We might just have to have a bit of an awkward conversation, but I'm guessing there's more than an awkward conversation coming from the lizard.
Agreed.
I have no problem with chopping lizards either.
Plus, we can always offer to help. Like, if the lizard seems to attack the mercenaries, I'm going to help the mercenaries. You know, I'm not going to leave them standing.
But the mercenaries might have more money than the lizard, so if we help the lizard...
We're not helping the lizard. We're not helping the lizard. Don't be silly.
Okay.
So
Might
yeah, I
have
guess we'll
worked.
do that. We'll try and, like, avoid them, but airing
So
closer
I
towards
think-
the
I think
mercenaries.
what we need here is Asham. You need to make an athletics check posed by.
I was about to suggest, can I double time it?
You're already double timing it. Like, you're moving as fast as you can with a cart. Do you want to
Uh,
drop the cart and leave it behind, or do you want to make an
No way!
disadvantage?
There's my ale on it.
Okay. So make a athletics check with disadvantage for the ale, and I'll roll up some athletics checks for the interested parties.
Okay. You guys fine with keeping my ale, right?
Yeah,
Just
go for it.
So weird.
I think we should keep all the stuff we
Yeah,
were.
For
double
glory.
time easy.
Even with disadvantage, that's 19. Good lord. Oh, 18.
Okay, so
Oh, that was close.
Not
So,
even close myself.
I think-
Insane.
what happens is you're like pressing hard through the storm. The rain's biting down, the ground's turning to slog, and you're just marching on. You see Tal the lizard getting closer and closer, and then you see it like turn and slink back to the south west, back to the forest. Tal, you think that what happened is it spotted the 20 plus group of shapes.
I say it
group-
saw me
the
because
large group of people are marching pretty determinedly, and you think they spot you for a moment. In fact, you're almost
make a
certain.
weird picture.
You're almost certain that
Two elves and a halfling sitting there, and I pull the wagon.
you're
How
almost
weird
certain,
is that?
You're almost certain that they see this like wagon going along through the heavy rain, but you manage to get past them before they're like close enough to where you're traveling to like be obliged to come investigate. So like you pass maybe you know half an hour or so apart, and you continue heading east, and they pass on by you. So the little melodrama doesn't play out, and Asham, move yourself another hex southeast.
I'm scared of traveling now.
Cool.
That's
roll
exactly
100.
what we're here for.
Roll another d100, Asham.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Awkward silence.
Cool. And
Ah!
move yourself.
No, we're good.
Still southeast.
Yeah, it's still southeast. Yeah.
Okay.
Go again.
Another D100?
No, you're moving twice pace, so
No.
another one.
Oh, okay.
And then roll d100, it's a 50, and move twice again.
Right, so
So,
as we're
like,
going through these farms, are these ones still occupied?
Less so than they were before the banditry occurred, but, they have people there. There are farmers,
Yeah, like
Protecting.
it's if we see like a group of them where we're like, because these are the ones most likely to have been hit by the bandits. Maybe I would suggest that we stop and give the cart over at that point.
Wait a second. Before we do any of that, how about we split a bit of the gold? Because we said we'll have a fair reward for all the peril.
Well, we'll split the gold at the end after we collected the bounty.
No,
We're
I'm
not-
talking about also the gold.
The loot, though.
Yeah, all the loot and
Looted
stuff.
gold.
Well,
then
this
he's
is just,
saying like offload the grains instead of.
well, do you really want to carry some of the grain? I mean, take one of the kegs of ale off of it, but
Oh yeah, no. I'm
Not
taking
the
2
grain.
kegs of ale, one left shoulder, one right shoulder. But I'm not about the food. I'm talking about the gold.
yeah, well, we won't leave the gold on the cart. That's staying with us. But
Okay.
all of the food and that is going to remain on the cart and be given to the farmers in these lands.
And don't forget the rotten head in the
yeah,
grain.
I'll retrieve Carlos's head and just throw away the bit of grain that was touched by it.
Do you guys know any trustworthy old farmer that is like speaking for the farming community that can hand out the food fairly?
I don't know. I mean, guess me and Tal did our downtime in this area. Do we know
Make an insight
someone? Sure.
All right.
check. The
We know
farmers aren't
farmers.
organised. There's no mayor of Haven, so the Duke, his seneschal, would probably take care of this matter, or Xiaodi himself. Xiaodi's the closest there is to a head of the farming community, but he's just the end. He's like the person that buys all their stuff. You could give it to him and tell him to hand it out.
Nah. I think as we go, maybe every like farmer we see, I'd suggest that we like give them like a sack or something from our cart.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
not 2 kegs of ale.
Just actually just like distribute it ourselves.
In which case, just make a charisma roll.
Sure.
A charisma check.
I'll leave that
What's
to
your
you.
charisma, Joe?
+3.
Okay, I have +2.
I've got proficiency in absolutely everything, so I just roll it like this.
So, as you walk through the fields, you hand out the crop, and all of you may benefit from this outpouring of joy. If any of you, the next time you show up, wish to gather support, you may do it for +5 with the heroic modifier. Just because of this travel tales. You also may carouse for free, if you wish, on the next downtime. So
That
if you wish to
sounds
just drink on the, if you just want to drink on the hospitality of either how much ale you've got or how much ale others have got, you can take the carouse downtime action for free. Carousing is just drinking and gambling and seeing if you end up making some money. But yeah. But yeah, so you hand out all this food and redistribute it to the farmers, and they're just overwhelmed with genuine kindness. It's for quite a lot of them, this is something very uncommon. They've came from the Empire, which is just this horrible place. It's tyrannical. It's just oppression upon oppression, and they've moved away to the west, to beyond the bridge, to escape that, or perhaps they've been condemned to it by exile. And over here, life is just nothing but hardship. It's bandits, wild animals, and just you touch their hearts, Robin Hedgehopper. You touch their hearts. You see warmth in their eyes.
Beautiful.
Any
exactly.
any female dwarfish farmers out there?
Roll a d100.
Make a luck check.
No, it's fine.
Roll a d100. Go for it.
Okay, I'll go for it.
No. There are female farmers' wives and farmers' daughters, but there are no dwarven female farmers that you spot. Mainly human. There are, some of the other races, especially since, the Empire has a habit of picking on them to be exiled, but mostly humans.
Okay. So I guess we've distributed that, and last port of call is back in Haven and collect the bounty.
So I think it's just roll the d100. And walk yourselves to Haven. I mean, will you get attacked by rabid animals at the very gates of the town?
I'm still rolling the d100.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
got
did
2
good
hectares
with
to
those.
travel.
The last one. It's the last one.
Guys,
Last one.
this
We're
one
so
will be good, I
close.
swear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fine. So
There
just
we
move
go.
yourself back to Haven. Go for it.
Excellent.
So you walk back into Haven. Your wagon load a lot lighter. Zhao Di steps out and he'll happily buy the remainder of what you have for 20 gold. Do you accept?
He's the merchant that ripped you off, Joe, is he?
Well, we got no one else to sell to.
20 gold's gonna pay for a lot of ale.
It will.
Yeah,
We'll
but maybe
add it
we
to the-
could bargain a little bit more ale out of it.
We don't need any more. It's fine. Well, I guess you want to keep a keg of ale anyway.
I keep 2, one on the left and one on the right shoulder.
But yeah,
So yeah, I
you
guess-
accept? Yeah.
If we've got anything else, yeah, there's no sense keeping it.
No,
So you hand it over, and he's like, ha ha, and he takes your wagon, and a couple of teamsters take it. So he's like, oh, where did you get this wagon? Are you turned to banditry, robbing the townsfolk? I won't pay for stolen merchandise. Where has this come from?
I get out the chopped off head of Carlos.
Oh my god, what is that? You murdered the trader and brought his head? God,
Look
God,
closer.
once!
No. He was the bandit Carlos, the one that's been.
Oh god! Oh! And by this point, like, a militiaman's ran over and is looking really worried. He's like, and Jowdy's like, oh, these men are heroes! They killed Carlos! Fetch Rufus at once! Well, stop standing there! Stop lollygagging! Carlos is dead! Hey! So I think the next conversation you would be having is with Rufus, the commander of the town's militia.
Alright.
So he arrives, and he's a broad-shouldered, red-haired man with like quite like short, curly hair, and he's wearing a kind of battered breastplate, and he looks a bit pot-bellied, quite old, maybe 40, 50, somewhere around there. He walks over with a couple of the men, and he's like, "Oh, is it true? Did you kill Carlo?"
Here's the head. Chopped it off myself.
Oh, I'll take your word for it. And he like grabs the head off you and like passes it over to one of his men very gingerly. It's like, oh, take that and throw it in a dung heap. And he like
I
wipes
keep
his
my
hands.
hand open.
He wipes his hands on his things and he goes, "Oh, reward! You'll be wanting to visit Seneschal Milosh. He's at the tavern, I believe. So is it
Yeah,
over?
well, sounds good to me.
The bandit's gone."
Well,
Aye,
some
the
ran
least
away
dead.
after we chopped a lot of them.
I don't think they'll be returning though.
He goes, "Aye, we've only got those pricks in the Ebonwing to worry about now. Fucking worse than bandits. At least they
Aye,
stay
dude.
out of town."
Oi, did they leave for the fortress by any chance?
"Aye, I expected to hear word that Carlo had been slain by their hand.
Looks like we beat them by a day.
Well, I'm fine with you fellas getting the reward. I've heard about you, Mr. Head Chopper. You're a good lad. You've been helping out around the place. I've seen the good you've been doing. These pricks in the kitten. So only gold." And he looks at Asham's open hand and he goes, "People that are."
I turn my hand into a thumbs up.
Anyway. Oh.
Uh,
And Rufus like goes, "Anyway, let me buy you around. Come on." Milosh is,
I lighten up
Milosh is at the Light's
instantly.
Hope anyway.
No, I guess I say, I think I also owe you a round, Asham, and give you the
And
the
10 copper.
Yeah, I'll give you the 10 copper.
And you also owe the elves 10 copper each.
I do. Did both of the elves bet 10 copper?
Yeah.
I don't think
I
me,
bet.
but
But
Yeah,
but as
but
you
yeah.
hand it to me, I won't actually take it, and I'll wink at you and like.
Do I notice that?
Give me an insight check.
Oh, my insight is not good. Uh,
probably relative compared
Yeah,
to
Oh,
the
yeah.
I
rest.
think you
I-
can notice this social interaction.
can I snatch the gold? The coppers, the 10 he doesn't want?
I mean, Robin Head Chopper, do you like recline? your hands
He
with a
doesn't
speed
want it. You
uncanny?
lost the bet, fair and square.
I give you the 10 copper and go, and pat you on the back and go, don't get too drunk now. I don't want to have to be dealing with this with any fallback.
Rufus goes, "Aye, And he takes you all over to the last hope, the last stop for good wine, good mead, good ale before you go any further west. And it's a big wooden building with, stone little fireplace. There's a wiry old man wiping away at the tables. It seems slightly empty without the Ebonwing mercenaries stinking up all the tables. And Rufus walks in and he's like, "Ah, Carlo's dead! Drinks on me! Oh!" And as he's like walking in, he's like smiling broadly. A couple of the militia lads come in with you, but the militia's basically just farmers and stuff that have done a little bit of training on how to shoot the crossbow straight. But as you walk in, you see a man wearing like dark blue robes, very neat goatee, slicked back hair, looks quite stern, and he's obviously known to those of you who have interacted with him before as Seneschal Milosh. He's the Duke's right-hand man, basically does pretty much everything in town. He's the closest to an authority figure other than the actual Duke. So anyway, because Duke's lazy, can't be giving out orders, you just get Seneschal to write it. Anyway, Seneschal strides on over and goes, "There is a bounty to be claimed, I assume."
Aye.
Multiple.
And we killed a couple of bandits ourselves, and Zuran as well. He's been dealt with. So yeah.
And he looks you up and down and goes, "Very well, your word speaks for itself." And he counts out 95 gold for you and hands it over. 25 for Zurand, 20 for the 10 men, and 50 for Olaf.
I count with my
Olaf,
fingers.
Wow. Whew.
Was it 10?
It's 50 for Carlo. Wow. Memory is a bitch. It was 10 plus Zurand plus Carlo.
No, I mean in character I count. If it was 10, I'm not quite sure. Do those that I cut in half count double, maybe?
Seneschal Milosh goes, "No."
Okay.
Very well. Thank you. Our business is concluded. I must congratulate you on claiming the reward. I felt sure the Ebonwing would claim it. And he goes, "Enjoy your evening," and leaves.
You not be sharing a drink with us then, mister.
He looks back at you, and you see. Make an insight check.
Sure. Oh.
Robin, you see him wrinkle his nose a bit. Tal, you can tell he's irritated about something. And he goes, "No,
Oh.
I have business."
Oh.
And he leaves.
Is it the blood in my beard?
Quiet yourself.
you
Get
look on.
get this drink down here, and I shove a tankard towards your face.
He doesn't respond, and
I drink
Seneschal
quite
Milosh
happily.
just leaves. So, is there any specific interaction you want to do in town here at the end of the session? Is there
The only
anyone
question-
you want to hit up?
The only thing is there anyone that we would know that we could ask about the bottle with the small? Miniature.
I think the only people that you could ask are Templar Damien, because he's in touch with the divine, Zhao Di, because he's in touch with everything that has money associated with it, and Seneschal Milosh, who's walking away at the moment because he's a learned man.
I guess maybe we have to build the Scrivener's workshop to be able to learn things. Is that what it's the intention of it? I guess.
I mean, you can ask the NPCs; they might know something.
They might. They probably won't know. I mean, hell, let's go and ask Templar Damien just for the. Oh,
just for
also,
kicks.
also, I'd like to extract this strange thing in my shoulder.
Okay, so
Let it fester.
cut it out.
Yeah, I'll use the dagger to cut away at some of the skin and.
Make a medicine check.
I can do that for you.
No, I'm gonna do it myself. Thank you.
Not just gonna lay on hands the disease away.
I'm gonna do both.
Ah,
So I'm gonna cut away at it, and then after I cut away at
cut
it,
it away at it, a little bit of blood drips out, and it's just this solid mass of skin that's icy white.
yeah. So after I've cut away at it, I'm going to put in 5 points of lay on hands, which the purpose of that is to, instead of healing, is to remove disease or poison.
You and I
Just in case that's
no
something.
poisoned, so you're fine.
Okay. So does my arm look fine now?
Perfectly whole.
Good.
Shall I burn the wound? Cauterize it a bit?
Lay on hands has done better than what I did.
I
with the
know, but
dirty.
I asked anyway.
I explained to the drunken dwarf the way that lay on hands
I'm
was.
from one ale.
Well, I'd like to hear, how do you explain how lay on hands works? This is an innate ability you've had since you began adventuring. The ability to call on holy powers beyond your ken. How do
I
you
mean,
explain
I've
it?
had a lot of wounds, halfling. I always burn them in the end, else they go bad. I know this. We pit
Aye,
fighters
that's-
know that stuff.
That's a very simple way of doing it, my friend. Now, when me and my boys were training in our little college before I get sent off to this place, my uncle, he was the leader. He taught us how to use the energies that were within us that make part of our vows as paladins, and we can channel that energy into healing. Now, it's a lot more cleanly than your burning blade, you see, and it hurts a lot less. So I prefer this method anyway.
But if it
maybe-
doesn't hurt, how do you know it works?
It can cure more than just a burning blade. I've cured someone's diseases with this before. It's very potent, that I promise you. If you ever fall sick, just come to me and I can help you out.
So, you're one of the mages?
No, and it's not really magic. It's like it's just part of me. How I devote myself to helping folk, and that makes me stronger. Many people, they fall upon religion, but I just fall upon my own goodwill, and that seems to work.
I sip on my ale. I don't get it.
Well, maybe you will one day, my friend.
No, please don't. Whatever it is, energize me ever, please. Just get a metal piece, heat it
One
up
day
until
when-
it goes
one day
really
when
white.
you-
and-
When you're ill and you can't even drink your ale because you're so sick, you might appreciate a bit of healing coming from me.
Now, if I can't drink my ale anymore, just cut my throat.
Excellent.
So I think, Rufus is like, and on that buys around your drink. The next morning you're hitting up Templar Damien.
Before we
sure.
do that in the evening, I suggest we divvy up the money, guys.
There is a total of 268 gold and 48 silver. Well, 48 silver. I'll just call it 270. I'll round it up for you. 270 gold.
Right, cool, that's
Which is, just call it 67 gold and 5 silver each. So you
Nice.
sat round the table, you're handing out piles of coins. You sold the furs that Carlo had with him. You've taken his coin and converted it with Jaldi's. He gave you a most excellent rate, and you walked away very happy. Nothing suspicious about it at all. And you have a solid amount of Imperial coins in your hand. Gleaming
Nice.
gold.
So after
I
we
am
divvied
really-
it up, I say to Tal, so Tal, it's up to you, but if you wanted to go and talk to Templar Damien, he might know a few things. I'll be interested to learn about it too, so I'll accompany you if you don't mind.
No, absolutely. That's wise.
I'll come
Get the
along.
deal,
Maybe
okay.
we need to smash things.
No, it's a temple. You don't need to smash anything. Smashing finish.
You sure?
I'm very sure about that.
I'll bring my axe anyway, just to be on the safe side.
Oh, yeah, did we split up the 95? Sorry. I just already added that in, so I wanted to be sure I hadn't added something.
The what?
The 90?
No.
Oh, that's not including the 95, yeah. That's
Oh,
true.
more gold!
Oh!
More gold, yeah. The 95 gold was not included. This is all loot. Splitting up the 95, there's an extra 24 gold each.
Nice.
Because 95 divides by 4. Everybody knows that.
I'm going to teach primary school, and we learned that.
Yep.
Alright then, Tal, lead
Nice.
on. You're the one with the stuff.
I head in, head over to the temple.
Okay. So, Tal, you're carrying the bottle with you, right? Give me a perception
Yes.
test.
Absolutely. Hoping that it hasn't done anything super bizarre.
Cool. So as you approach the threshold of the chapel, you hear this violent thrumming coming from your pocket, like a vibration growing in pitch. And it's literally just as your foot's about to step inside the chapel. And you see Templar Damien sat in his plate mail armor on a pew, his big sword in front of him, and he's like rubbing his head, and you can see like this just pile of scrolls and papers on the altar in front of him. And he's like rubbing the bridge of his nose as the morning sun rises.
I look at the bottle.
You look at the bottle, and you can see it's like shaking. It's like vibrating, and it's almost making this like noise.
Would you go get Templar Damien and bring him here?
Yeah, we're
I
about
might
to enter
step
hallowed
back with
ground.
you.
Maybe.
Templar Damien overhears you from the doorway of the chapel and like stands up and goes, "Oh, sorry. Sermon isn't today. What is that noise?" And he like walks over and he's like rubbing his head. "Oh, hello, hi, Tal, I think."
Hi, Damien. We found this. A bandit wizard was working on this, I think. Just wondering if it's evil or not.
He like holds out his hand to take it. You notice as he like holds out his hand to take it, you're like just outside the chapel and he's just inside the chapel, and it's like vibrating really, really hard. Like and he's just like, "Oh yeah, let me have a look at that," and he like is rubbing his eyes as he talks.
She like hands it towards him and pulls out the holy water he gave her
so
last
as
time.
it's like as it's
Just in
going
case.
forward, it just begins to vibrate like stronger and stronger until
I get
he
my
is
X.
so like vibratey that it's like visible, like very clearly visible. It's like,
Yeah, like-
twitching from side to side, and he like grabs it and holds it really tightly, and you can see like his hand begins to shake, and he's like, "Ah!" And he like hands it back to you really quickly. And he
Yeah.
goes, "There's some foul spell upon it. Of that I am sure. I think you should destroy it immediately. It's obviously cursed somehow."
Destroy like smash?
I
I
like-
can smash it.
I look
Yeah.
at the others.
And he like staggers back inside the chapel. "Smash it!"
Do you have any idea what it is?
"Oh, I don't know, that noise." And you can see like the color in his face going, and he looks like he's gonna throw up.
I step back.
I'll step back a little ways, hopefully.
So
to
as you
quiet
step
the
back from
noise.
as you step back from the chapel, the bottle just begins to like die down, and once again you can hear that like sloshing of waves sound like. But the vibrations has stopped.
I think you should open it. It obviously doesn't like this, the church grounds. If needs be, we can step to the ground and protect ourselves from whatever comes out, if something does come out.
I think
So
I should
I'm with
just smash
Damien.
it.
Perhaps take a few steps away from town, just in case it is something dangerous. That way we don't let it out in the middle of town.
Yeah, but it's obviously... The church ground obviously has protection against this thing, so if it does turn out to be more than we can handle, we might want to be able to step to the church.
Very true.
Maybe we should put it inside.
We got Damien here as well to help us if need be. Now's as good a time as any.
Do you want to open it or do you want me to smash it?
I'm not sure. The fact that it doesn't want to come into the church tells me that this thing's evil, and I'm not too comfortable with it anymore.
Well, why don't we put it into the church then if it doesn't want to be inside?
Looked like it would be quite difficult to actually achieve that. Tal, if you think you'd be able to, it's your call, really.
I mean, all it
Be
did
able to
was
take-
hum and vibrate.
Yeah, I'll try and take it onto the church ground, see what happens.
Okay. Give me a strength saving throw.
Oh boy.
So as you cross the threshold into the chapel, it begins to vibrate so terribly, like it just flies out of your hands, hits the ground, beyond the chapel, and you hear this like cracking sound.
Shit.
Okay.
When you look down, you see the bottle is just smashed. But much to your surprise, perhaps, inside the bottle is another bottle. And you see like the shards of the bottle like that is broken, just like turning into like this thick vapor and like creeping into the ground.
I'm gonna smash it now, guys. Is that okay?
Do it.
I try to get the
Just-
flat side of the axe to like smash it and not just cut it open.
So you slam your axe down, and there's this cacophonous sound of smashing. You see this outpouring of smoke just like explode outwards, like if someone had thrown a bag of flour at the floor. Do you lift up your axe?
Yes, and I step back.
As you lift up your axe, you just see like these rapidly disappearing shards of glass, and where there should be a broken bottle, there is an intact bottle.
Oh man.
Whoa, wait a second, guys. I probably didn't hit it. I smash again.
So this time the smoke doesn't happen, but you hear the sound of breaking again, and as you pull it away, there's a bottle there. It looks as though the bottle is the same size, it's the same dimensions, it looks exactly the same, but you can see that there are shards of broken glass around, at least for a couple seconds.
Asham, strength's not going to work. Well, maybe it will.
Did I not hit it? Well,
Pick it up and take it in the church.
I'm not gonna touch that.
I'll try again.
You're probably the only one
Try
strong
again.
enough.
Oh, I see the challenge in that. But
I'll let
do you
him
want to
move
try,
it.
Elf? Do you want to try? Maybe. I don't. Gosh, I pick it up and try it anyway.
Okay, give me a strength saving throw.
Ah,
So
Oh, God.
you grab hold of this, and it begins to shake and violently tremor, and you step over the threshold, and you see Templar Damien's eyes beginning to like water, and he rubs his head, and he looks like sick to the gills. And then after about 3 or 4 steps into the chapel, it just abruptly stops. Your arm is still, and the bottle is there.
how hard was it to get over the threshold?
Like really hard. It was like imagine you were holding on to like a cow, and the cow was attempting to resist you, but the cow.
I
was
turned to the-
bottle.
I turn to the elf and say, I don't see where the problem was.
She shrugs.
Well,
Shall I smash it again?
is the thing still in there?
I don't know. I look and shake the bottle a bit.
You can still see the thing inside there. Yeah, there's like a little tiny drake fixed in motion.
Maybe smashing doesn't work. Maybe we could Tal, what do you think? It's yours.
I suppose
You
we
want
could
it
try
back?
opening
I
it.
hold the.
We could try opening it.
Be my guest.
Yeah,
Damien
I
doesn't
was
mind.
about to.
Like
Damien
Damien's just
doesn't
like leaning heavily on a pew, and you can't tell whether he's like physically ill or just like really tired. But he's like got his head in his hands and he's breathing hard. Yeah, he says,
Weird guy.
"Oh God, thank God the noise stopped. Oh God, I need to sleep." And he rubs his eyes.
Actually, can I activate Divine Sense? Maybe there's something shielding it before. This is a thought.
You activate Divine Sense in the chapel. The entire area is consecrated. You can sense
surprised.
a powerful holy warrior sitting on a pew. There is no emanation coming from the bottle, nor was there before when you sensed it, and it was in the sarcophagi.
No. I just wondered if anything had changed. Okay.
But you do know that that the chapel grounds are consecrated, and you do know
Yeah.
that the Templar Damien is most definitely a paladin. He's,
Good to know.
you feel as though he might have used Divine Sense on you. That would be cool. So yeah. Armed with this knowledge, what do you do?
Tal, if you want to open it, be my guest.
I give her the bottle back.
Or break it, or keep it. It's up to you.
I mean, it's a cool trick at a party. You can keep it and break it and then have it again. I could make a few coppers.
Yeah, she takes back the vial. She's like, maybe we'll see if we can get a Scrivener to town or someone else who could look at this.
As you wish.
Damien like rubs his eyes and goes, "If you want to leave it here, I have a small casket in the vestibule." And he points to his room.
If you wouldn't mind keeping watch over it, I feel it'd be safest here.
Yeah, sure. Just as long as it doesn't make noise.
If it does, let me know, and I'll remove it.
He nods.
Or try to.
Or try to. I think it wants out of here, so...
I sneak it into my beard.
A little flake of blood comes off your beard.
I stroke it.
More blood comes off.
Delightful. Yeah, I'll leave the flask with Damien until I can find someone else who can identify it a little better.
Okay, so you go into his room and you find the small cask he's talking about. It's like this solid steel cask with like the symbol of a fist on its roof. You lift it up and inside there is like 2 vials of water. And you set it down, the bottle in there, it just about fits. You close it, and as you come out, like you can see Templar Damien. He's like lying on the pew, snoring loudly.
Is
Let's
he always
leave him
that
be.
weird? I mean, I've
Yeah.
never met him, but
I don't know, I've not really spent much time with him.
He's a very weary man. The troubles of the world weigh heavily upon him. Let us leave him be.
maybe an ale might cure him.
I think it may work too well on him. It's done what
Always
it
works
can.
fine on me.
So, is there anything else that you want to do? I can tell Tal that you want to do some further digging on this bottle, but perhaps there's
But
a
for
light
another
around the
time.
world? Yep.
Yeah.
So
I
I think since you've already got your gold, you've sequestered the bottle in the consecrated ground of Haven. The last remaining thing to do is experience.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, and sudden realization hits me that we didn't kill the panther and I didn't get the fur. Guys,
I'm sorry.
Oh,
you broke your promise, halfling.
a sudden realization should also occur. You let 2 farmers die.
That wasn't us.
You just let them get killed.
We didn't know who they were, to be fair. They
were
could have been
running
bandits, they could have
towards
been
the
farmers.
fort,
We
they
had
could have
no...
been bandits.
And we
Also
stopped the
didn't
people that
investigate
killed
the
them.
They could have had mad loot on them, man. They could have been running to the bandits going, "Dude, we got a crown made of solid gold!"
A magical straw hat?
To this
Yeah.
day, that golden crown will lay on that field.
I will go out and find it again.
Okay.
A crown of panther bait.
Okay, so for investigating the sarcophagi, there's 50 experience. For finding the bottle, there's 100. For defeating 10 bandits, there's 500. Actually, is that right? That might be wrong. That might be 250.
Let's go with
Yeah,
5.
250.
Oh.
250.
Oh,
For defeating Zerund, there is 50.
AT wasn't even a challenge.
For
What? We
defeating
could have...
Carlo himself, there's 450. And for completing the objective and clearing Carlo's Fort Glitterwatch, there is 500. For a total of
400.
1,400, I believe. I'll
Yes.
do
Nice.
that.
Yep.
There we go.
Um, so
350
yeah.
each.
Damn it! Stop doing the math quicker than me. 350 experience points. Those of you that are level 1, I believe you level up. What of Tal and Robin Hedgehopper? Robin Hedgehopper, you must be close if you haven't reached it.
I'm just checking now.
Because this is
I'm-
your 3rd adventure.
Oh wait,
That can't be right. I
I'm
just-
150
I
away
absolutely-
from level 3. I'm close.
Really?
One more session.
Whew.
Yeah, 150 from level 3.
Small.
Nice.
And Hedgehopper?
Could I have 20 extra experience, please?
20 away.
I am 20 away.
If only you had
Don't
saved those farmers.
Do not.
If only you had killed that black.
Can I owe the
If
extra
only you had
20?
insulted an Ebonwing mercenary.
But there is
Hitting
there is
20
XP for
away.
insulting people.
Well, it would be interaction, and I might have rewarded you for getting out of trouble.
Note for future use.
I mean, you run into a group of 20 to 30 armed men and choose not to avoid them.
Intelligence is my lowest set.
Okay. So I think that's everything. So, do any of you have shout-outs for the internet? Any people you'd like to thank? Your mother, your father for birthing you?
I would like to thank Coffee. Coffee for allowing me to play for 4 hours past when I usually go to sleep. Thank you, Coffee.
I would like to thank you guys for having me for the first time.
I'd
It's fun,
like to,
even.
like to welcome you, Mike, to the roster. Join Mike and Mike, and pay attention to the Roll20 thread. You might see some more sessions. I mean, usually do this Tuesday 6 p.m. So I don't know how available you are at that time.
Next week not, but afterwards every week.
Yeah.
Cool. Okie dokes. So, sorry, carry on. Take it away.
No.
With your talk.
Thanks to the group for not letting me die. That's always nice. And yeah, good times. Fun game.
I guess thank you to Michael W. for not letting my character die. Could have gone either way. I won't lie. Could have easily died then. So appreciate the fact that I didn't.
Well,
I would
I'd
have
like to
loved-
thank you all for hanging around long enough to make it to a game. Mike S., I'd like to thank you for being available. It was very, very good. I definitely enjoyed the fact that you were there. And yeah, I'd like to thank myself for this game because I'm wonderful. And yeah, I'm having some fun. It's good. Maybe one day adventures will occur more than a day away from Haven. Now that the area around is getting explored a bit, and the bandits.
You give me another 20 XP. I'll go wherever you want.
Well, I heard that far to the west, about a week, there's a magical amulet of 20 experience.
Have fun rolling those D100s. If you want, I can roll some for you.
Okie dokes. Well, I suppose one last query, Tal, is how protective of the bottle are you in regards to other player characters? Because you've essentially handed custodianship of it over to Templar Damien, who's a pious man. If he believes that another player can do something with it, would you allow him to hand it over, or is this something you want to reserve for your own interests?
I would let him hand it over to someone else he would trust. So say
Okay, so,
I'm forgetting
Carson
his name.
Thorley?
Say Carson shows up and
Yeah,
is like,
Carson's
"Yes,
getting
give
it."
me the evil artifact." He would probably not do that, right?
Explicitly
No,
ban
do it.
Carson from it.
Yes.
Okay, so your instructions are give it to Carson. Got it. Okie dokes. Well, so someone he would trust. Cool. Okay, so thank you all for being here. Thanks for all playing. See you all next time. If you're watching this on YouTube, doesn't matter. You're watching on this YouTube. Just click the next video. You're good. If you're watching this on Twitch, next game will be Tuesday, the 1st of March, 6 p.m. And then probably the Tuesday after that, also at 6 p.m. Next Saturday session, I don't know when. And yeah, thank you all. So, wave to the distance.
Bye, distance.